Snoqualmie Valley Community Network is an organization that does a ton that a lot of people don't know a lot about. So I really, really appreciate Laura and Alyssa coming in this morning to share with us a little bit more about the programs that they have. Do you have any sort of a formal introduction? Because a lot of people know them already.
Right. No, hit it. I don't want to talk.
That's really formal. Hit it. There we go.
You have the floor.
Do you need, use the mouse as a clicker?
I think, yeah, we're good.
Okay, you're good.
So Kelly, are you wanting me to talk also just a quick update on what's going on, what went on with Snowmageddon?
Yeah, so, yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to do that part, and then Laura's going to go ahead and talk about the whole network, and I'll pipe in about the Be Kind as I get excited and want to say more.
Yeah. And Laura, I do want you to chime in about the international.
I will. I mean, you know, I'm trying to find it right now on our Facebook page. I can give a really good summary.
Okay, cool. So she'll do that after. So I'm Alicia Mesa. Locally, I live in North Bend. I'm a real estate agent with the Mesa Group Real Estate. Do a lot of things like Kelly said. Belong to the network board, chamber board, keep it local, and then Kiwanis.
My personal counselor.
You're both, yeah. Counsel lots of people.
More than one.
So yeah, she's got plenty. So anyway, as far as the Snowmageddon hero is concerned, we ended up running a, I don't want to say contest, but we asked people to submit nominations for those people that they felt during Snowmageddon in February were heroes or people that were stepped out of, went out of their way to help people. And so you guys were very generous, and you donated $500 along with read all of the nominations and helped us pick our winners. And so what was really cool is that we had a chamber event. The chamber also helped along with Kiwanis, and the network was involved. And so we had a chamber event and actually had whoever could come, we had 5 winners. And 2 of the 5 were able to make the chamber event, and so we were able to meet them. And one was the winner who actually got a vacation out of it, and he is a young 20-year-old kid that works at Mount Si Sports and Fitness. And his dream, we found out, the reason he was so active is it's really his dream job is to go and become some kind of a firefighter, rescuer, that kind of a thing. So it's in his blood. He said that him and his dad was out there apparently quite active as well. And so it was really cool to meet him and just see his excitement for it. He said it was just very natural. So he appreciated the $500 and the vacation. And then our second winner was Kevin, don't want to mess up the last name, Kevin Snyder, who is a Snoqualmie employee for the city of Snoqualmie. And so he's a mechanic there, and he very much appreciated it. And then we had a couple of guys that were more like transport. They were like, I think, Uberish. They were like Uber drivers. They were Uberish. So Aaron and Jason, and so the 2 of them got vacations. The other 3 got gift cards. And the one, Sal Pasentino, he actually got the vacation with $500, which hopefully goes towards his flight because the vacation did not come with a flight. So anyways, that was really a fun thing, and appreciate it all. It was fun reading all the nominations, and wish we could have given stuff to everybody, but we appreciate your guys' support and all of that. And so I'm going to move on. Laura, did you find what you needed for the Rotary thing?
I can talk. I can do it.
Okay, go for it.
All right. First, I wanted to thank those of you who came to the Heart of the Valley Gala. I know there was leadership in the room who really tried to bring tables with them. So on behalf of the network and the network board, we appreciate that. Second, I'm from also the Duval Rotary, so I would love to invite you. We have new flags printed. So, and I would be so cool if like all of you came with me to a Wednesday morning meeting. It's not even a conflicting day, and it's even a little bit later in the day to account for the travel time. So 7:30 Wednesday morning, I'd love to host Snoqualmie Rotary Club up at the Duval Rotary Club sometime.
Perfect.
We meet at the Visitor Center right in downtown Duval. So it's literally, let's see, how long did it take me? 30 minutes. So really perfect, perfect. Kelly asked me to speak a little bit about what the Duval Rotary Club is doing in regards to international project, and I'm a little bit, I would love to have our chair come and talk, but we just sort of started dipping our toe into this area last year as well. Actually, I think it's been about a year and a half. 2 of our members had traveled down to Tijuana, and they met a nonprofit associated with a Rotary Club there in Tijuana, and that's the name I'm missing right now, is the name of that Tijuana-based nonprofit. But what they do is they go alongside communities and help the communities plan community restoration and pride within their communities. So they're currently looking for clubs throughout the area. I know Seattle 4 has come on board. A club in Hawaii has come on board. If anyone knows Patricia and Mike Chapman, pretty much wherever they travel as a couple, they bring people on board. And those are our 2 chairs for this particular event. The idea is that there will eventually be a trip where we also go and participate in the actual restoration alongside community members of the cities that are being, I would like to open that up to questions, but I don't know that I would know all the answers, so if you'd like to know more.
Well, we'll see you at a Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be planning, we'll make sure Patricia is able to fully speak. So moving on into the network piece, before I get into the Snoqualmie Valley Be Kind initiative, I'd like to just lay the framework for the network, and I won't spend a lot of time here, but I just know that a lot of you are close to the network, and others, maybe this is your first introduction. But our mission, from Duval all the way through North Bend, is to promote and inspire youth to lead safe, healthy, and successful lives. All of our work is done in the service of building a healthy community, healthy families, healthy kids, so that our kids are less likely to take risky choices as they grow. And so we do that through building healthy youth, supporting families, and then working with the community to engage them. Because what we know is that kids who are engaged do tend to make healthier choices. We accomplish this work in a breadth of ways. We have 2 big pockets of what we do. One is youth development, and the other is community collaboration. Under the youth development, we do youth suicide prevention throughout the Snoqualmie Valley. Specifically on your end of the valley, we train all of your 7th graders and your 2 middle schools every year in how to help a friend. The name of the program is actually How to Help a Friend. Rooted in teaching kids how to recognize when a friend might be struggling, and then what's your role and how do you get help from an adult and who are the trusted adults, etc. We don't do it at the high school right now because the high school is just coming off an extensive grant from University of Washington that's even more well-rounded, the coverage of what the grant was able to cover. So, and we really wanted to focus that at Mount Si because, as many of you who've been in the valley know, there historically was a time where we were seeing a suicide completion every year. So when Forefront showed up and was excited to offer a 3-year program at Mount Si, we said, yes, please do that. Youth substance use prevention. This is primarily through positive messaging campaigns at the high schools in the valley. At Mount Si, it's called Your Life, Your Choice. Student-driven, helps them understand that all of the people at the school are not using drugs. Kids tend to overestimate the percentage of their peers who are using, and so we use Healthy Youth Survey data to help correct that misperception. Also under that, we do parent education so that parents are building the skills that they need to have those difficult conversations with their kiddos. Oh, shoot. That's not what I want to do. Pathways to Employment Success. We partner with both the Chamber and the community at large to host several events related to helping high school kids realize that there's multiple pathways to success. And you've probably heard me say this before. What we hear from kids is that they feel that we are sending them a message that there's only one successful pathway. And that involves a plan regarding a 4-year college that you have in your mind by 7th grade or so, straight A's, AP classes, no downtime, push, push, push. I've heard this time and time and time again because I regularly go out and ask kids, hey, why does the Healthy Youth Survey data tell us that you're more worried about things and have more anxiety than kids your age across the county? Can you help me understand? And this is what they tell me. So our response as a network to that is to try to help partner with others in the community to expose kids so that they are not just seeing their parents' job and the teacher's job. They're seeing a whole host of jobs that you can step into if you have a certification, jobs you can step into straight out of high school, jobs you can step into with 2 years, etc. So that there's kids standing on a path and there's a successful path all the way around. Our youth leadership development, we host 2 youth councils on both ends of the valley. It's one more way, it's actually like Interact. In fact, in Riverview, we've just partnered with the Riverview Youth Council. The Duval Club has partnered with the Youth Council to have the Youth Council be a Rotary Interact Club. We also have a Snow Valley Youth Council. We could do something like that, which would be great. It's like a mini Rotary. That's what they do. They live for service. They plan their service together. Every year it's different because it's based on the passion areas in the room, just like you guys. You know, the showers at the center, Leo, the challenge cars. It's all rooted in whose voices and passions are in the room. Youth success mentoring. We've had several mentors come from Rotary. We do school-based mentoring during the school year, about 45 minutes a week, all rooted in helping kids build a positive, consistent, caring relationship. And then weekend power packs. This is not something that we do in the Snoqualmie Valley area because there's another entity that does that. So that's the weekend backpack food program. It was being done by the Outside Food Bank, and now my understanding is it's still going on. But it kind of started at the same time, and the network tries not to go into places where there's already an entity doing the work because that doesn't make sense to us. We fill gaps. Community collaboration, I won't spend too much time here. We firmly believe that there's a lot of services in the valley. There's a lack of communication of all the services in the valley. So we're always trying to do what we can to connect those services to the people. Sarah Marsh's name came up, which is awesome because we've hired Sarah as a youth resilience and community resource coordinator. And she said yes because I said, hey, otherwise I got to pay someone to do exactly what you're doing. Like this job has your name on it. And so she has come on board, and then we've just hired a partner position for the Riverview School District area that will do just that, kind of help families shepherd through all that is out there and connect them to what they need. Okay, moving into what we're actually here to talk about. The formation of the Be Kind Snoqualmie Valley. So this originally started, gosh, probably when Alicia and I first met. I know, right? So we started talking, we were talking about bullying, and we talk about suicide prevention, and we talk about substance use prevention. And while I'm a firm believer in the How to Help a Friend presentation that teaches signs and symptoms of suicide, there's nothing more frustrating than a suicide completion when you've been doing those trainings. So we were trying to, sorry,
She's very fresh on us.
I am, but we just had one recent. How to get ahead of that is really what we were trying to focus on. So we started kind of pushing up, we were really actually kind of pushing on each other. Do we try to do more with bullying prevention? Do we do more with this and that? A lot of talking. Started talking to parents, trying to kind of get a better understanding of what's going on. We started reaching out to our school partners because we also do not like to assume that something's not happening in the schools. We like to find out what is already happening and then how we might wrap around that. And so we reached out, started with Ofsted, and reached out and found, they were doing a lot with kindness already. Kiwanis had the kindness essay project every year. It was like a kindness week.
This month.
So we asked them, would you like some additional support? Would you like to see that deepen? And they were so excited to have more of this. So we were thinking initially getting ahead of it, getting to a place where people are connecting at an early age. So this kind of just goes through the phase. We're out of phase 1, we're in phase 2, and we're starting to move to phase 3. So we did our thinking and our researching, talking, planning the pilot. We were able to pilot at Ofsted this past January. and I'll go more into that. Upstead, because the principal was right there, already excited, ready to go. Staff was excited. So just something else the network will do is if an entity is looking excited and willing, then that will be the first place we go to try to partner. Because
And I just want to interject, Rob is in the room, and I just want you to say, as you're interviewing for principals, now that Ryan Hill is leaving us, which is killing me.
He is?
Yes. Yeah, I'm assuming that's public knowledge.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't, okay, yes. Oh no, did I say something I wasn't supposed to? But yes, Ryan's leaving, which was, I cried and
That's
hugged him
heartbreaking.
when I saw him last. But I hope you will allow me to interview as well, to make sure that they fit. No.
We'll let you make the final decision.
Yeah, please. I was asking Ryan, do you have any say? And he laughed, but I'm hoping that they continue to embrace the program, because it's been phenomenally just embraced there so much, and I know a big part of that is the leadership that Ryan Hill has. He's just so willing to try things and really put all effort into making something work. And so anyways, I'm sad to see him go, but hopefully we'll find someone that has the same passion as he does.
Guaranteed.
Perfect. So then it launched. After this planning, working, we met with the school. It needed to be more. Nancy, did you have a question?
Yeah, is it like a program that you found somewhere, or did you create it?
Yes, we created it. And something else that the network tries to pay attention to is that we don't do shot in the arm types of things, like a one-time deal. So we partnered with Julia Dorn at the school to develop a curriculum that wraps around the initiative.
Phenomenal fifth grade teacher who is just totally passionate about this kind of thing.
Yeah. So what we were looking for was something with staying power, something that's being reinforced throughout the school on a regular basis, ideally throughout the year, but it's very concentrated over like an 8-week span of time. That for this school was January through, well, it's actually still going because of all the snow again and stuff, but, and then they work it in throughout the day, or throughout the year. It's a little hard to see the heart because of the whiteness. Alicia we have bumper stickers or window stickers for everyone here. This is the logo, and the goal was to get upstream and encourage behaviors and connections that are known to keep kids safe. And steps to launching a campaign like this. First, we launched with a kickoff assembly that demonstrated and explained the power of kindness. You may know Clark and Carrie Roberts from Ultimate Vision. Clark lost his sight years ago, and it is easy. He has a gift for being able to talk about, if someone came into a room and didn't say anything, he wouldn't know they were there, and how people have to actually purposefully try to connect with him. And we had each of the kids go through and open boxes symbolizing the gifts that they bring to relationships. Then we purchased t-shirts for all the kids. Well, Alicia purchased t-shirts for all the kids at this school. On the front, it has the Upstead Otter logo. You can kind of see that. And then on the back, it has the Snoqualmie Valley Be Kind logo. The goal is that then they would wear those t-shirts every Friday and initiate at their school, because they chose blue, a new Blue Friday. So every Friday is Kindness Friday at the school. Throughout the week, they share kindness challenges. So every teacher puts up, here are your 3 kindness challenges, and then throughout the week, the teachers try to reinforce that. And then on Friday, we wear our blue t-shirts, we share what we did, we celebrate how we were kind to one another throughout that time frame. You want to think that it's easy, but not everyone's coming from an environment where they're seeing kindness all the time. So having the opportunity to really positively reinforce these behaviors at such a young age is amazing. That's why we chose to start at an elementary school versus at a school, middle or high school. There's their cute little Upstead Otter. So here's some examples. Monday, teachers post and discuss the kindness challenges for the week. The principal sends them in a weekly email, and then the teachers do activities in the classroom to promote throughout each day. And then Friday, students and staff wear their kindness shirts and share when and how the kindness was seen or heard. These are pictures from Upstead. Kelly was mentioning some of these.
On Friday, they also do their weekly announcements, and Ryan gets on there and talks about the challenges for the next week. The email goes out to parents, letting the parents know what the kindness challenges are going to be for the next week, so parents can actually start talking to their kids about what the challenges are. And then also they do on there, I think they have like a video announcement on Friday, and they either invite kids to share some of their kindness acts that they did during the week, or they'll talk about a classroom that did a really cool kindness project. There's so many things that they have incorporated into it. It's kind of mind-blowing. I talked to Julia Dorn, who, for those of you that know, she's the 5th grade teacher that really helped us get this going. She's Stacy Dorn, who's with, thank you, Small Falls Credit Union, her daughter. So very well connected to the community, but she's wonderful. And she, speaking to her, she's like, it's really like kindness comes out of our mouth all the time. I mean, the kids, everybody, it's just become a part of who we are as a community in the school. So it was really, really amazing to talk to her and just hear. They don't have any, I was asking, have you measured any results? And she goes, well, it's only been, since January. But she knows that most of the teachers are going to say that, it really has changed she can see in her students just the difference in how they treat each other, how they act, that kind of thing. So it's been fun to hear the results of it all.
And it's spanning up the valley, which I think is the coolest thing, because I ran into a kid wearing one of the t-shirts in Carnation Starbucks, and she was just like over the moon about the project. It was within a week of the assembly, so it was new, but she was super excited. And I was excited because there was a kid wearing one of these t-shirts all the way up the valley.
Well, and just to be clear for the group, because some people may not know, that we gave what was $4,000 for this, for the t-shirts. And Alicia and I, and Laura and Steve, we've all kind of had this conversation about it's got to be bigger than the schools. I mean, we need as adults walk around, at the beer garden, at the festival, would be kind, to give the message that as adults we're kind. And I mean, that's powerful.
Absolutely. So right now, I'll come back to that. It's actually
Okay.
on the slide.
Okay.
Offset
Sorry.
kiddos, you're good. Offset kids are currently working on creating like a kindness pathway. So they painted rocks and they're lining their whole school area with them. From a grant from Snoqualmie Credit Union, I believe, bought all of that.
All the paint. And then we had Ryan with Rockscapes. He donated all of the rocks. It was so cool. So
And
he
of
just
course-
dumped a bunch of, it was very amazing.
And of course, Dark Horse Inc. provided a significantly reduced
for the t-shirts.
price for the t-shirts.
Yeah, Michael's wonderful.
So I know we're almost out of time. Some of the hopes and plans for the future. The
Yeah, you
Snoqualmie Valley
got
Community.
those times.
Oh, we do? How much time?
Yeah, we rotate with you.
Oh.
You're talking fast, and I was afraid you were gonna pass out.
I don't want that again.
No.
Okay. So our hopes and plans for the future. The network intends to do what we can to advocate for partnerships around this effort. We are committed to providing all of the assemblies at any school. So the kickoff assemblies will usually range between $500 and $1,000. And it's important that it kicks off with something that's big and important. Like it's a special day at the school. Whether that's always ultimate vision, I don't know. I think it's going to need to be very school specific, very much from what that staff feels is a fit for their school. We are also, so if it's going to, price tag is about $6,500 a year per school because of the t-shirts. They're expensive, but they're so important because that's the messaging they're going to see over and over and over again over the course of the year. So we've been trying to, do you give a kindergartner a really big 5th grade t-shirt, or do you offer up new t-shirts every year? So there may be some room in there. We've been talking to, and we're hoping to gain support from the Snoqualmie Valley School District.
Hey, Rob.
Whatever, subtle.
I know, right? Because we know that kindness has been an initiative of the district, and we know that one of the district's initiatives is building empathy among their graduates. And so what better way than laying a foundation of kindness and respect at such an early age and reinforcing it all the way along. As well as really trying to partner with the PTSAs at each school ideally, they would be the funder of the t-shirts every year in the future, once we can get this rolling further. And then we are continuing to look for ways to expand out to the full Snoqualmie Valley School District community. Through the first piece really was the stickers that you've all been given now, to start to make that part of what we see on a regular basis. So you may be going into Snow Falls Credit Union and you'll see one of these stickers slapped on the front of the window. Maybe we can get TPC to put one up.
So the stickers are really, at first, the intention is that everyone that sponsors a rock, so the business rocks, we're gonna have business rocks that are painted, and OPSTAT has offered to paint the first 25 for the businesses. And what we're gonna be doing with the business rocks is having it be like, there's already like a rock group where people just paint rocks and hide them in the valley, and then you find them, and then you go hide them somewhere else. Very similar to that, except for it's a business rock, so it'll have their logo or something, so you know where to take the rock. So if you find it out in the community, you go take it to, let's say, Swirl, and you go in and show them that you found the rock. They're going to show you an act of kindness by giving you a free, cup of yogurt or something. Or if you were to do it at Wild Hair or wherever, they're going to give you something in kind for finding the rock. And then they're going to go and re-hide the rock so that somebody else can do it. So it's getting the community involved. It's also supporting business by getting people to come into businesses that they might not possibly go into. And so we have a Facebook page, which if you look on Facebook, if you guys Facebook, is #BeKindSB. And that will eventually have what businesses are participating, and they'll give hints as to where their rocks are hidden, so that people in the community that want to find the rocks can go out and find the rocks. So it's kind of a fun way of getting the community involved, bringing business to local business.
Who's the admin for that Facebook page? Is that you?
Yeah, me and Julia Doran. Yeah.
And they post all sorts. So if you come across other kindness stories, it's a great place to share it.
Please, yes.
Alicia will put it up on there. So really we're here to thank you, because we received a $4,000 grant from your Rotary Club just about a month and a half ago. That is really going to support this. Up until now, it was largely supported. Alicia put up a lot, the network put up, Kiwanis put up some. This $4,000 will be able to help us expand the program to an additional elementary school and help us start to plant those seeds out in the community at large. So that way the messaging that's happening in the school and during the school day extends outside of the school day.
So thank you very much. And do you guys have any questions?
I just give an amen to it. I was able to hang out there around the kickoff assembly time and sat through classes, and kids are just generally excited about it. And really, when you think about change, it has to start as a cultural shift. And so that kind of constant messaging, and this is the way we are here, it's just what we do, becomes a natural response. And so your vision, I think, is a right-on vision, and I'm excited to see it expand, and certainly the district's going to help out.
Well, thank you so much. We're thrilled.
And
that it's
Alicia and
working.
I have had a conversation. We're trying to get on, what's that show?
One day, yeah.
You know somebody, so we gotta do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and start spreading the message on that, like bigger, and this is what the valley's doing.
Well, I wanted to, my little vision is starts here, goes up to Duval area, and then goes out to the valley.
Yeah.
Well, what was really exciting for Julia Dorn is she was at a union meeting, and she actually was asked to present it to a union meeting. And so everyone in the union, and I think that's several, I would assume that's more than what our school district is in the, I don't know, do you know how that works, Ron?
Depends on, she might have went to the one over in Spokane.
I don't know who it was that she presented, but she said it was just exciting because of the fact that now a lot of people know about it, and even on our Facebook page, it was getting shared to New York and other places. So that's really what we want. Yes, we want it to be in our valley and really, strong here, but it's not just about the valley. It's about shifting the entire, society to start thinking about being more kind. We're in such a weird place right now that isn't always so kind. And I think if we start remembering that we started in a space of being kind to one another, no matter what, I think we'll live a happier existence here on Earth. So, anyways, we're hoping that it expands much further than the valley, and we appreciate your support in our efforts.
I love the idea that you're starting in the elementary schools, because middle schools and high schools, there's a slight degree of cynicism that's introduced to the kids as they grow up. And having this just be the way they think through school will carry through much easier.
Yeah. We do have the goal of trying to gradually try to figure out what we would do in the middle school. Obviously, t-shirts probably aren't going to work. I couldn't see many of the students wanting to wear a t-shirt. But, you know, trying to figure out what it is that would work to help them remember on a daily basis. But that's probably a long ways off. We just want to get them into the elementary schools at this point, and also go to the other side of the valley and try to get that going there.
Well,
Well, well,
and that's the point too of the mentorship program, is starting at the elementary school.
Right. And it's just starting, and the mentorship program is 3 years old now, and it will start moving, next year it moves into Twin Falls, not Chief Kingdom yet, but Twin Falls. So it's starting to get to the middle schools now. So it's like, it's
Slowly
moving
growing.
up with the kids. Yeah. Nancy, did you have any?
Are these good for bumper stickers on the car?
Yes, they actually are.
Okay.
They're made out of the same thing. They're intended to be in the windows of businesses that have rocks out, so people know, oh, this is a, you know, company that I need to go and find a business I need to find a rock for. But it'll end up being something that is just kind of everywhere. Anyone that wants to spread, because I mean, really, the more we have out there, the more. So.
Yes.
Question about Power Packs.
Yes, sir.
You know when the program started, how do you get involved in it? And what does it mean? What do you actually do?
Okay, so the program for, again, it's only the one that we do is in the Riverview School District area. It started when a Girl Scout wanting to seek her gold award came to me and said she had this idea. She had investigated the free and reduced lunch percentages in our school district, and she wanted to see if the network would support her engaging the community to get this idea rolling. And the idea would be delivery of weekend food to kiddos in a way that's not stigmatizing. So they receive 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, 4 snacks, and 4 drinks every Friday in a little bag that that a volunteer takes to school, and then the counselor puts in their backpack during recess or when they're gone to music or PE, so that when they come back into the room, the food's already in there. Friday bell rings, put their regular backpack on their back, and head home. How you get, in the meantime, Girl Scout was around for like a month and a half, and then she decided she wasn't going to finish her gold award. That's okay. We were already so excited about it, we thought, well, we'll continue. The way you get involved with it, there's signups on our website. I can definitely share that information, or we can share the information for the entity that does it.
The
in
one that's
Snoqualmie.
local is called Helping Hands Ministry, which used to be Mount Side Food Bank. They're no longer a food bank, but they still, I believe they're ran by Church on the Ridge. I believe is where they're.
Officer Bob, other Bob.
Bob Keaton?
So,
Bob Keaton was the
yeah,
one
so
who-
Helping Hands Ministry, who is now the new name for Mount Side Food Bank, that is no longer. And they also have a sign up. They always have people that are coming in to make the bags, and then like I'm on a call list. If somebody that doesn't, someone calls in sick that normally delivers on Fridays, I'll go and substitute to be a driver to deliver to one of the elementary schools in the valley. So
It might be a fun thing. This end of the valley does it differently in that they bring in bulk food, like contributions, and then they pack the packs. Our end of the valley, we have the packs delivered already packed. So you guys could do a packing party with this Helping Hands.
yeah, I don't know where they actually, now that they're no longer in their building, I don't know where they do it out of. So that I don't know, but I know that they're still doing it.
And they do, I know they're on par with us, so we deliver 165 packs a week, so about 18,000 meals in the school year. And I know they are right in that same ballpark. So yeah, I would strongly encourage that.
Any other questions?
Thank you again
Well,
so
thank
much.
you.